Just looking back in your early career, early stages, who was a guy that you went up against that really kind of introed you to the league? Like,
Gil.
Okay.
It's Gil. Like anybody that know my story, it's funny. I was excited about coming over here to talk today because a lot of people don't know like the relationship that like me and Gil had. Like Gil will put it on the gram sometimes and talk about it, but a lot of people don't know like how much he impacted me, right? So Edon, right? You heard that name before? You didn't have. You don't know Edon?
He's West Coast, so this was.
Oh, okay. So listen.
I'm sorry.
So it was a trainer called, or is a trainer called Edon Ravine.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And Edon was amazing. I mean, me early in my career, I'm not probably that player without Edon and the way he pushed me.
Yeah.
So I declared for the draft, and then I moved to D.C. Stayed in Alexandria, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed right over Key Bridge, right, for like a month, getting ready for the draft. I worked out with Edon every day. Tell them about Edon workouts. They're not a game.
Not a game. No, it isn't.
They no joke, them workouts. And I was working out by myself every day at Christian school, 2 hours on the court, by myself, killing me. And I'd be doing drills, and he'd set up these cones, and like I have to go between the legs cross. And he'd time me. And every time I did it, it's almost like he'd be like, all right, Gilbert did it in 7 seconds. Gilbert did it in 7 seconds. You did it in such and such. I'm like, all right, well, let's keep going. I was doing that every single day. And then I was going to work out for the Celtics. No, not the Celtics. I was working out for the Bucks, Milwaukee. I'll never forget, because I worked out for the Bucks because this is when TJ Ford was coming back from his injury. So Edon told me that Gilbert was going to come work out with me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to get to this part.
Yeah, they said Gil was going to come work out with me. And the crazy thing is how my mind thinks now. What month was it? It was sort of his off season.
Yeah, it was my.
It was his off season. It was his off season. Now that I know what it's like being a pro and learning when you start gearing up. But for me, it was Gilbert coming to work out with me. I've been going hard. And when you remember Edon used to have us doing dribble skip?
Yeah.
So we played one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right? We played half court. You get like 3 dribbles. Then we played from the other free throw line. And this is so crazy because remember you used to always have to play an angle.
Yeah.
So think about that. From the other free throw line, you get 3 dribbles.
Okay.
That's hard, unless you know what you're doing.
You
got to go to angle, dribble, skip, and all this. And I was killing Gil. I don't care what he said, but I was killing Gil this day.
That's what I mean. I saw a quote you said I fried Gil in this workout.
Listen, that day
do you remember this, Gil? I need to know.
I was killing. We got to get Edon on the
so
phone.
listen. So I get the call and say, yo, I got a top 5 guard who wants to. He's been training hard. I want you to go up against him. So I already said, wait, hold on. Like, I've been working, but I ain't been, like, working enough to be going against any top 5 guards. Like,
But
so
Gil is known to just always be in the gym, too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm in shape, but I'm not, like, that type of shape,
I know,
right?
I
So I'm
know.
like, he was like, nah, it's just going to be workout, just drills. Oh, cool, yeah, all right? Doing my little drills, like, all right, cool. Then they hit me with, like, all right, one's after. You know, like, once you already did, like, ones, because you know how you try to size somebody up while they, like, working out? Like, I got this. All right, I got it. Right? So, yeah, let's do the ones, right? Okay, listen. I've never said, like, if you ever heard me tell this story, I always said I whooped his ass. I was getting drugged. Okay. I was getting drugged, okay? Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
For me, I'll never forget it. Because he came and worked out with me. And then let me tell you 2 things. After the workout, I go over there and talk to the person from the Bucks, and they basically say that they picking Andrew Bogut, right? Because TJ was gonna be healthy, and I'm sitting there like, what the hell you come watch me work out for? You know what I mean? Like, what you do that for? And so now I'm juiced because all this stuff I've been working on with Edon, I was able to beat Gil, right? And this stuff, and that's a big deal for me.
For sure.
Gil is Gil.
Yeah, nah.
Tell you a quick story about how I paid it forward. I'm sitting at, what is it called, Ruth's Chris in, what is it, Woodland Hills?
Yeah.
Is it Ruth's Chris down there?
Yeah.
In Woodland Hills.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
it.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
I get a text from Edon, right? I don't know how many years ago, this might have been 5, 6 years ago. Depends on whatever. Josh Hart. How many years Josh Hart been in the league? Anybody know?
Ooh. He just got paid, so this will be going on to his 4th year?
Okay, so whenever it was, he was getting ready for the draft. I hadn't talked to Edon in a while, right? I'm sitting at dinner during the summer, all season, with my family, and I pick up my phone. We celebrating somebody's birthday. Might have been my son, anybody, and I look at it, and it's a long text from Edon that says, "Hey, what up, CP? I'm working out this kid," almost like the story you just said. Josh Hart, who's working hard, getting ready for the draft or whatnot. You remember years ago, Gilbert Arena showed up and worked out with you. You know what I mean? We working out at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. at UCLA in the morning. I'd love it if you could show up, right? I'm at dinner, I got a glass of wine, I'm chilling, and all I can think to myself is how Gilbert showed up for me, right? So guess what? I had something to do that next morning. I texted Edon back and said, can we work out at 6? At 6 a.m.
Wow.
I went and worked out with Josh Hart, just like you did for me. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real.
What's that?
Did I?
It's incredible. You know, him being a point guard general that he is, his tendencies on the floor is amazing. You know, and it's just been a rocky few years of him coming to the lead, and now finally, you know, being compensated, knowing where you're gonna be, somebody believing in you. Now you can kind of like feel free and really be yourself. You know, so with him being there, that opened it up. And like I said, with Zach, it's, you know, he just played on an Olympic team. I know the confidence you leave from an Olympic team, you know, after you play with, just being around those guys. What you carry over to that following season is incredible. You know, you have more of a winning mentality, work ethic. You know, you really want to get after it, you know, because you feel like you belong. And him being a part of that, knowing what that's like and carrying that over to the season, it's like, how can you beat that?
You and Zach, that's gonna be a crazy combo. Yeah. You know, when you think about it, like it's just gonna be like what 2 and 3. I mean, you try to figure out like, man. Like,
and that's exactly how I looked at it. You know what I mean? With such a question mark, with such a high ceiling. You know what I mean? And you know, I knew as soon as I made that decision, it was gonna be like, oh, to fit this, you know, the whole criticism that come with it, all the bullshit of people who say stuff that never played basketball. But for me, I looked at it as a dynamic challenge that could be something special, that definitely will be overlooked in the beginning, but it could turn into something that wasn't expected, you know, and that was how I sat back and looked at it, you know, especially for me, I always think of myself as a basketball fanatic. I watch everybody, you know what I mean, everybody. From the 15th man on the bench to the starters. That just been me my whole career. So watching him and seeing that opportunity be there, and just what you said, it was like me and Zach on the wing. How can this play out?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it becomes so intriguing to where it's like I couldn't turn down the opportunity.
Were those dudes recruiting you at all? Were you talking to Zach before? I mean, that's the kind of thing I always wonder. Leading up to free agency, it seems like guys, now obviously in college you're getting the letters and all that good stuff from coaches, but now it's more players. Nobody wants to be caught up in tampering and all that good stuff. So Zach hitting you up like, yo, man, you got to come through and do this. We could really do something special.
It really came from Vucevic.
Okay.
You know, that was my man, and for years, even when he was in Orlando, we always was trying to figure out, like, man, we need to play together. We need to play together. A lot of times it'd be like, you know, BS, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, when the opportunity presented itself after he got traded to Chicago, we had a conversation during the season when we played them late in the season. It was like, look, you're a free agent. Let's see what we could do. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to keep that on my radar. You know what I mean? And as things transpired, you know, it just started making more and more sense than having my conversation with Zach. And just everything else from there fell into place.
The funny thing about like summer talks with friends, right? We have the best trades ever. Like,
oh yeah.
Like if you let the players put their teams together, man, every dynasty.
Bro, like, but that's the beauty of it. Like, from our perspective, we know that. You know what I mean? And just like the opportunities of just fucking making up a whole trade scenario and playing with guys, it'd be crazy.
Like
you know what I mean?
Crazy because it's like we've done talk to each other, convinced like, yo, hey, in the summer we gonna come. You talk to the team and they're like,
Yes.
Because I remember the LeBron situation where he's in Cleveland, right? And D Wade something, he was like, yeah, you know, we on the boat together, we talking like, so everybody's thinking like Dwayne's going to the Cavs.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah. We got done league before you.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, we done spent 11 days together thinking this is about to happen.